that keep us moving along. And we say that those voices start chattering at us, they're going to self-sabotage. If things were going good and then you turn on a voice saying, oh, that can't happen, you're going to shut yourself down instead. So my main one, everybody has the judge, but the main one that I have, one of the main ones, we usually have three that we like to operate in. But one of my main helpers to the judge being the big one, I can judge myself. Who do you think you are? Is the high achiever. I've always been a type A, a high achiever. I love to get things done. So now we come to what's the voice that's going on in there? What can I do to myself or to others or to the project of what I want to achieve? That's what this is about. We get these voices going, and the judge is saying, who do you think you are? You can't do that. And then my high achiever comes in and says, well, of course I can. Just everybody get out of the way. You hear that? Get out of the way. I'll do it myself. I can do it. I'm going to be the best. I'm ahead of it all. I have got it perfect. Perfect. I don't know if I was ever quite that extreme, but that's the whole idea. I love being a soloist. Yes, I was probably about 40 years altogether in choir. Oh, so I could make sure I was always learning to blend my voice. I've sung all my life, but choir allowed me to blend my voice when I chose to. But my real joy was being a soloist. I often say I'm just the show off. I love the stage. I love the applause. I love interpreting my songs and speaking with the audience through song. I'm a high achiever. Ask anybody, ask me. I'm a high achiever. So whatever it is, you might be an avoider, you might be a stickler, a people pleaser. When I was little, and these changed, when I was little, I was a people pleaser. I still do often. I know that when I get with somebody, I tend to meld to what they like to do, sort of. Not really easily, but over time, I tend to go with what it is that they're doing. That's a bit of that people pleaser left over from when I was a child. Of course, we all took a turn, because we all take a turn at all of these saboteurs. We'll call them saboteurs. Pity party. Can be the victim. I can be the aggressor. I can be whatever. But there's always going to play a place where we tend to live, if you will. And so where I tend to live is I like to achieve. I don't want to be giving up. That makes me feel like a failure if I give up on something. That's not okay. People pleasing, not too bad. Restless. Squirrel. I want to do the next fun thing. I was telling the guys in prison that don't ask me to put the buttons on. I've sewn a suit. And I did take the sewing class, but I liked making the suit. But when it came to putting all those details on, putting the buttons on and stitching, oh man, that's not for me. I want to be on to something else that's new. And that didn't make me a bad person. It just means that we all need teams made up of people that are good in certain areas. I'm a good initiator, and I like to bloom everybody, get everybody blooming. Somebody else says, just leave me alone. Get out of the way. Just leave me alone. I want to do the paperwork. Just leave me alone. I want to count the finances. You see. So a really good, effective team will have everybody doing what they love in their own strength. But when I try to do it all, it drives me crazy because I'm not good on the little details. I don't want to do them. I want the big picture. Marketing in technology drives me crazy. And I'm a high achiever. But when it comes to marketing, it just drags me down. So what's going to happen? How am I going to move forward as a high achiever, for instance? Am I going to self-sabotage? I'm going to sabotage myself, or maybe put my stick in other people's wheels. I could sabotage someone else, or I could sabotage the project. That's usually the three areas that any of us have control over or influence in. ourselves. We can go down in and beat ourselves up. Others, we can complain about, oh, what they're all doing the wrong way. Or the circumstances. Just don't like this job. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to circle 3 times and I don't want to go in there. Yes, I have to go because I need to eat food and I need to have a roof over my head. You see, we can go all those ways. But here's the good news. Here's the really good news. Even though that self-talk is universal all over the world, everywhere we have the judge coming in. And we have those saboteurs that are the helpers. But we all have the potential to do all of those terrible parts. And we all have the potential to choose to transform those and convert them into positives instead of living down there in the negative. We have the power to lift ourselves up into the positive. And that's all by understanding these voices. Who are those voices? Why are they there? Where did they come from? And are they real anymore? Do they serve us anymore? They did serve us at one time. That's why we created them. They were useful at one time. But we don't have to live there now. Now that we are adults and we can look around and say, I was a little child. I needed to do that at that time in my mind to protect myself. Does it serve today as an adult? If we have not taken the time to dig down inside and go into the depths of who we are so that we can come out and blossom into who we really are instead of who we thought we were or other people think we should be. When we want to blossom out into ourselves, we'll have to do that work to start sorting out, this was for the child. I'm still using it today as the adult and it's inappropriate. It's not the right thing. So we have to sort these out. Now that was good. That was good and is still useful and is still right as an adult. We start to sort out and sort out and sort out, making those choices of who we are today and who we will be tomorrow because we're going to live as that bigger us. Now, if that all got confusing, no fear. You can do it. I can help because this is all part about building up our mental fitness, taking charge of our thoughts, understanding how they came to be and what we're spewing out of our mouths. We can be spewing celebration. You can do it. I can help.